When taking the decision to move out of the matrix, there is some work to do and taking inventory of self. So in this video, we will break down our belief systems, habits, discipline, and anything that is needed, to get into a new life stream where joy, happiness, equality, and balance is your first item to get up in the morning and work on these things. So building self-empowerment is a never ending education that everybody can do, because the airplane is a huge universal educational platform in which we can create, recreate, and reinvent ourselves, like on a continual eternal spiral. And thus that is evolution that needs a new voice. And when we have made that decision to recreate a life that is actually life bringing energies, and that cuts down everything that is just staying alive, then you can actually change everything. So we have to look at our own energy management. How or what and who, how, what, and who are the items that influence that. So you can see at what is your energy intake. Do you have enough discipline to get your body in the flow of fitness every day, 7 days a week? Do you get that flow to get new ideas, to get your brains working in order for your brain to align with your heart component? If you haven't, that's one of the most important issues to address. And even if we weren't educated in it, it's the first system that will get you into discipline, that will reconstruct your body. And when you're reconstructing your body, you are basically reconstructing your brain, because your brains get more oxygen, more flow actually, and that flow brings through another belief, brings through more intuition, more intelligence, because you start to think for yourself. So and that is exactly the issue. Building a life beyond the matrix requires you to think beyond anything that is out there and working from the inside out, from all your knowledge you have gathered over many, many ages, and coming into remembrance of that. So, and then looking at your belief systems. Do you still believe what your parents were bringing you on a golden platter? Do you really believe what your friendships are bringing to you? Do you still believe what business partners or your job brings to you? If you don't, break it down. Is that belief system of value to you? Does it lift you up every day, or is it breaking you down? Is it making you or breaking you? Because there is actually no in between. And so we need to go through a process of eliminating all these things that stand in the way, to be in our power, to recognize ourselves, and taking inventory of what needs to leave our life actually. And that means we should make the decision to continuously eliminate problems, problematic, static, handle our problems. And when we do that, there is massive keys, solutions we can grab from the universe into the elimination procedure of your old self, all the way into the new self. And so you can see where you are at the end of 2022. It is setting the goals right now in January, as so much is changing and over changing, so much is downloading from the universes. So if you have no knowledge about the universes, that is no problem. But the only thing to get to self and to realign with where you come from is your connection to your source. And your source direct connect with your spark and your spirit reinstalled in the brain, because the birth chart killed all those connections as you were birthed in the dark ages. So we need to rebuild that. We need to rebuild the master soul stone, that the philosopher's stone that protected us for many ages. And that when you have that, you can start eliminating on a daily level the old beliefs, habits that do not serve you. How many habits do you have that do not serve you? You know, is it health? Do you eat whatever, comes in front of you? Are you an emotional eater, or are you a nutritional eater? That means that you eat whenever you need to feed your body with great vitamins and minerals. And so most people on the planet have been educated in the animal foods industry, so that will no longer work, because we would create disease after disease. So making the decision to go vegan and doing some research, educating self in good nutrition, many juices, maybe less vegetables, and a lot of herbs and nuts and seeds and so on that empower your brain, that would be great. Because every food, everything that was created through wheat was actually wheat, like in bread, like you find 99% in supermarkets, is what kills your brain. It was designed to cut your brain from thinking on a higher level, and it's found everywhere. So cutting that weed out of your diet would already massively assist you. And then going into vegan, it's all about energy management. So when the energy management is off at some point, be it in fitness, be it in your direct connect with your source, to be in balance all of the time, and to eliminate these great mental barriers we carry, these old emotions we carry, that takes some work. But after the work, then you lift yourself massively, because when you eliminate, you feel like that relaxation, that expansion through your body. And so this is the age where the only medication will be, or will come through, meditation. And that is alignments to your source, to your spirit, to anything that is out there, in order to feed you, in order to regenerate you, in order to bring through new ideas, either for self, on the job, for the family, and everything. And that is listening to what your spark has to say, or the many higher selves that could be integrated. So that is one thing to see it. So if we look at the planet, everybody has a huge ego, including me. Everybody has that. And so what we are essentially doing this lifetime on the planet is breaking the ego down to level 0, eliminating anything ego, because it keeps us from lifting our energies to the highest levels and widening with everything, energy wise, with the universes. So you feel all the particles, all the waves through you, and you feel how you can change the skin, the body, your thought patterns. So it needs you to be strong in mentality. It needs you to be disciplined at all times. It needs you to be persistent and really have your goal set on the highest level of mentality. So creating a new plan for yourself in which you can achieve all those new beliefs, new disciplines, a new way of persisting, and really stick to your goal, because you're all unique beings. And so that is like getting the Tower of Babel or the 911 down out of your glandular system and reopening the eyes in to the all-seeing eye. That is very much possible. I have this video about the pineal and how to break that down. It's worth to see it if interested. So we cannot allow anything more that creates diseases, that creates low mentality, that creates a high level of stress. So eliminating these attachments or ways of living within the brain will make you attract better jobs or eventually create a better business for yourself. So either way, we need to take that responsibility and hold self accountable for how our life played out. It's not about a level of forgiveness of anything. We all make mistakes every day. I make mistakes every day, but then again, I eliminate as well every day. And so that is really getting, you know, your forces and your sources and your strength and your power, your ability to communicate, because it's the age of communication, getting that down. And you may feel weak at this time. You may say, I cannot do it, and all that is consciousness that actually breaks you down and may be derived from deep levels of subconsciousness, in which a lot of fear and other mechanics and belief systems you took over from anything you lived in this life. And we all have to move through these old soul patterns or ego patterns in order to rise full time in spirit consciousness and really accept that we can blow through old mentality, we can blow through old diseases, we can blow through Alzheimer, we can blow through obesity, we can blow through emotional eating, we can blow through an overload of stress. But and anything that doesn't serve you, actually, it's about taking the action, taking the plan, writing that plan down, and then, you know, start doing it. Set a date for self when you start doing it. Start thinking for yourself. Consult yourself with books. Listen to podcasts every day. Eliminate anything social media, because, you know, that is not thinking for self. That is just, you know, taking time away so you don't have to think about yourself, even though you are the most important person in this world. So you need to steer yourself back between the alpha and omega point, which is all within the body, not without. If you always give attention to everything that surrounds you and not going in your inner world, actually, then you avoid what needs to go, essentially. You avoid essentially what is going to make you and not break you any longer. So let me know in the comments if there's anything you really struggle about. Maybe you're values, maybe you're always stressed out, and maybe you need, you know, just a new habit. And that a habit can be built from one day into the other, and it's not really that difficult. It is sticking to that habit and truly, you know, start to actually stimulate your thought patterns. Make yourself think whenever you read an article, whenever you listen to a podcast or videos. Make yourself think, and do not just take on what everybody is talking about, because your platform, your golden life can only open up with you, and that is so beautifully unique. So do you value yourself? Do you value your body? Do you take the necessary steps, you know, to keep in perfect flow health, which starts with any discipline in fitness? You go running, lifting weights, dancing, doing some shiatsu, whatever you fancy, or yoga, but it needs to bring some flow patterns through. I cannot imagine myself without any discipline. I get up early morning, and the first thing after my cup of coffee, that is what I truly need. That is 1 to 2 hours of alignment with my source, with the universe, continuously breaking down old habits, old beliefs, or addictions, whatever there is. And so I upgrade, and it becomes fun because the universe starts talking to you, and you listen to that pure guidance, and that pure guidance empowers you. And when you listen more, you open up, you are guided through your cell phone or to your computer. You find the correct articles, you ask what you need to study, because the airplane without study, then there is no evolution for you. Evolution is studying continuously and making yourself happier from each study. Would you like to change your diet? Study high nutritional diets and a vegan diet. Study the herbal kingdoms, study homeopathics, study essential oils, and then make your own decision. It is all about stopping the indoctrination process. And then I go to work, and I work and I work until I go to my bed. I never stop, because social media is non-existent, TV is non-existent, and the radio news is non-existent. Though I like good music, rock and roll, because it gets my vibe going, especially when I do fitness. I cannot imagine myself since 20 years without one day of meditation or fitness, because I, I, I couldn't function. I wouldn't be able to function right. So, and we all have massive old belief systems and indoctrination that can be cut down. So for those interested to go all the way, or get some coaching, some help, I do healing sessions as well. They go very deep, in 84 hours, a lot of stuff is eliminated from your brain, and from there on, you can take a new road that is happy, that is a highway, piled with fulfillment, with new keys, with new things. So let me know in the comments if you struggle with anything that is really bugging you down, and where you say, well, I really don't know my way out of this or that or anything else. So if you have discipline, and you have a new belief system, and you are persistent, and you have a plan, then you actually can start out anything. So sometimes that needs a little bit of a boost. And for those willing to go into a meditational space where the matrix has been cut down to zero by installing a crystalline grid, then you actually have it all going. So installing a crystalline grid, merging with it, means the universe and all these sources and forces start talking to you, start directing you, start guiding them, and eventually you merge with them. So how fabulous can it be? There is no complaint in the equation. It's all about self-responsibility, stepping out of the matrix, getting into your expanded crystalline sphere is what gets you there. And so that means you move out of the the environment and all the issues that kill your capacity to rise into your greatness. So I hope this video was a little bit of help, gives you insight, and eventually a new start, a new point of perspective. Because if we change our perspective on all these levels in life, we change ourselves, and that can go very, very quickly from now on. And these things, they just weren't possible many years ago. But now all keys are open, everything is assisting, everything, it's a matter of merging with everything, becoming it and wanting it. If your will is not on the highest level, nothing is gonna happen. You need to be willing to go all the way and keep that commitment going. Okay, thank you. See you next time.